What's good? What's up, Messy Mob? It's your girl, Messy Maya, and I am back again with another video. So today we are going to be getting into a little bit of NowThatsTV content. I know I'm late, child, but I'm here, okay? I'm here, and that's all that matters. Girl, both of these episodes were a hot mess, and I am ready to get into it. Girl, so these girls are a hot ass mess. Like, I really cannot put it any other way. Like, y'all done went upstairs, y'all done jumped this girl, y'all done got all her stuff, threw it downstairs, was throwing lemonade on her. Like, y'all were literally doing the most, and it's like, now they're sitting downstairs, now Jessica Diamond's up, now she's confronting them, and now they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened? Where was this energy that you just had with Tina Key? Cause my thing is if you're gonna be Miss Tough Stuff all the one moment, why you not Miss Tough Stuff the next moment? Real picky choosy. I don't understand, girl. Because y'all was just doing all these horrible things to Tina Key, but then you got a real bitch that's gonna confront you about it, and that probably will fight you back, but y'all don't got nothing to say. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to be tough all the time. If you're going to be hard all the time, girl. Don't pick and choose when you want to do it, girl. Because you really got somebody in your face talking that ish to you. But you don't want no smoke. Now y'all quiet as a church mouse, baby. Now y'all don't got nothing to say. I don't understand. Y'all had so much to say and do upstairs with Tina Key. But now it's like y'all are like little innocent children. That's what I'm saying. Now y'all are acting like kids. Now she's putting y'all in y'all place and none of y'all have nothing to say. Girl, when I tell y'all, they literally had Jessica Diamond stressed. They had Jessica Diamond so stressed, girl. I'm like, they got my girl stressed. Jessica Diamond's just like, why would y'all do that? Why would y'all not tell me? And I just feel like low-key but high-key, Jessica Diamond is like such on a power trip. Like, it just seems like she was more upset about them not telling her and running it by her first than and you know what I'm saying, doing it behind her back than them actually doing Tina Key wrong. And don't get me wrong, she was mad about how they did Tina Key, but she was more so mad that they didn't run it by her first. And I'm just like, Jessica, girl, you are on a power trip, girl. You're focused on the wrong thing. You're focused on the wrong thing. But she redeemed herself when the girls finally told her. You could tell the girls were holding off for a little bit, but they finally told her after a while of her, you know what I'm saying, letting them have it, girl. They finally then told Jessica Diamond that it was production that put them up to that stunt. So then she turns over to production and starts snapping on them, girl. I'm like, you go. So she kind of redeemed herself. And I'm not going to lie, and I'm sorry to insult your integrity like this, Jessica Diamond, girl. But when it initially happened, Jessica, I thought that you had something to do with it. Because I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. You done slept through all of this commotion, girl. Everybody woke up but you. Not only that, but the camera crew was down there following them. Like, if it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and everybody's asleep, how is the camera crew already downstairs waiting for the girls with their ski masks to do what they was going to do? But I see now that it was production that put them up to it, girl. Okay? So I'm not going to lie, my bad, Jessica, girl. In my last video, I said that you definitely put them up to this, and you definitely knew, and Tina Key is not your friend, because I definitely thought that this was Jessica Diamond, because Jessica Diamond, ever since Tina Key, you know what I'm saying, dropped a deuce on Jessica Diamond's floor, Jessica Diamond, ever since then, has been very vocal about how Tina Key should have been sent home. Girl, I'm sparing you. You really should have been sent home. Don't play with me. So I definitely thought that it was Jessica who put them up to this, but now I see it was not, and Jessica turned over to production and said, why would y'all have them do this? This is y'all network, but this is my show. Don't ever play with me like that. My name is attached to this. Don't play with me. So she let them have it, girl. So after snapping for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, Jessica Dime, she keep in mind, it's early, late, whatever. It's early in the morning, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, girl. Jessica's tired. So she goes back upstairs, I guess, to go to sleep and just leave the girls downstairs to talk among themselves about what happened. And then it gets chaotic again. Okay, so now that Jessica Dime is upstairs and, you know what I'm saying, finally done yelling at everybody, everybody is up in their feelings. They're trying to point the finger at each other. Nobody's taking any real accountability. They're blaming production. They're blaming each other. Rose made me the most mad out of everybody. Because it's just like, girl, at the age of 45, girl, why are you so childish? Like, why do you refuse to take accountability? Like, it's okay, production told you to do it, but you're a grown woman. Your brain is fully developed. Why are you still, like, you didn't have to do it, especially if you knew that Jessica, my friend, that's my friend up there, and she thinks that I went against her. You did. What do you mean? You know Jessica Dime better than everybody else. If you really know your friend, you should have known that your friend wasn't going to be down for that. But you still did it. You still let the production and the producers manipulate you into doing it. And now you're trying to blame everybody else. She turns over to Ferrari and she's like, girl, nobody told you to do all that. When Ferrari was getting it in with Tennessee, all you hear is Rose in the background. Get her. Nobody jump in. Get her, Ferrari. Get her, Ferrari. While Tennessee is literally still like, she's damn near still asleep. And you're literally hyping up Ferrari to pounce. So, girl, get out of here with that. Like, she was blaming Ferrari. She was coming at, what's her name? T Wood. She was coming at the producer.
You're lying. You're fucking lying. You're lying. You're fucking lying. You're lying, bro. You're lying. And security is not fast enough. I promise you. They're not fast enough. I promise you. They are not fast enough. You're lying. You're lying. And I'll f*** you. And this is what Naya, stop. Because I'll f*** all. And that's my real friend up there. That's my real friend up there.
And it's really just like, girl, you are doing way too much. Like, you are literally the oldest one in the house. Like, you're older than Jessica Dime. You're older than the host. You're probably older than the entire production staff. And look how you're acting. Like, I'm talking about no accountability. Rose, you were the ringleader, my boy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you need to take accountability for your actions. Yes, production put the bug in your ear, but you carried it out. In production, y'all are just as grimy, girl. Just as grimy. But Rose is like, she's really making me mad. Like, you're blaming everybody but yourself. And it's just, that's my friend up there. That's my friend up there. Girl, if that was your friend, you would have never done that. Because like Jessica Dime said, at the end of the day, no matter what production tells you to do, baby, I am the face and the headline of this show. So as her friend, quote unquote, you would have never wanted her to go out like that. Because again, it's her show. People were under the comments talking about cancel the Mint. Headline by Jessica Dime. What are you talking about? That's not your girl. Boo, bye, girl. Just refusing to take accountability. I just cannot with Rose, girl. Next. Okay, so now that Rose has officially threatened one of the production staff, y'all know it's just not going to go down like that. Like, there's no way you going to get up in the production's face, talking about security's not fast enough. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you, and just think you're going to get away with it. So she really should have been sent home. Like, if the Tennessee thing wasn't enough, like, girl, you're literally threatening production. Like, you need to go. Like, go. Like, you're an old lady. Like, go home. What are you doing here anyway, girl? You're washed up, girl. Anyways, so after she gets in production's face, because again, they exchanged words and she took it there. So now the CEO and the head producer, Kilo Sway, now they're downstairs Okay? And they're telling her, you cannot talk to production like that, girl. If you have a problem, you need to come to one of us. But to get in production's face and you know what I'm saying, tell them that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, it's unacceptable. And I feel like, right. And I understand, don't get me wrong, I understand Rose's frustration, because don't just act like we came up with this plan when you're the ones who put the battery in our bag. I understand, but it's like she didn't want to take any accountability. She did not have to, she didn't have to do it. What? So Rose tries to tell the head producer, Kilo Sway, that he was in the room when they were planning what they were planning. And he was like, girl, no, I wasn't, girl. Like, don't do that. And if anybody else say that, you know what I'm saying, y'all lying. If anybody else feels like I was in the room with y'all when y'all were discussing this, somebody please speak now or hold your peace. Nobody else spoke up. And then Rose got upset. She's like, y'all, you know, girl. And I don't like how Rose, when I tell y'all, Rose was literally trying to put the blame on absolutely anybody. So when putting on the blame on production and Kilo Sway and everybody else, and Ferrari didn't work, girl, she turns her attention to Wes. And I really don't like how they tried to play in Wes's face. I don't like that. Because yes, when Wes woke up and seen what they were doing to Tennessee, she should have told them, me and her we already got our ones in. We already did the do. But she didn't say that because it was the heat of the moment. Girl, because if you really wanted to, but Rose tried to call Wes, she tried to blame Wes, and she's like, well, you should have told us that y'all made up. First of all, they never made up. What are you talking about? They never made up. They just came to an agreement that Wes wasn't going to speak on her kids anymore. But even after they came to that agreement and Wes apologized, Wes still went upstairs and got her lick back. So no, they never made up. What are you talking about, Rose? Rose just be saying anything. And then she's like, oh, well, you should have told us y'all made up. You should have told us y'all made up. And Wes literally was like, we never made up. Jessica Dime came to me crying, saying how I was wrong, and she was so adamant how I was so wrong about speaking on Tennekee's child. So I apologized, and even after I apologized, I still went upstairs after she snuck me, and I got my lick back in her room. What are you talking about, Rose? Rose was just trying to put the blame on anybody, and it was so irritating. Because if you really wanted to talk to Wes, when production told you initially that Wes got snuck in her sleep, you could have literally called Wes and talked to her about it, see how she was feeling. But y'all didn't do that. Y'all didn't even contact Wes. Wes didn't even know that y'all were going to do that. Let's really be real. She had no idea y'all were going to come in the house like that. She woke up to y'all doing it. And then when she woke up to y'all doing it, here comes Rose. Wes, get your lick back. Go get her. Go get her. Go get her. Go get her. You didn't even give her a chance to tell you what was happening. So everybody was supposed to go to the club last night, but she took the girls that did not have anything to do with, you know what I'm saying, that didn't have anything to do with what they did to Tennessee, okay? So it was only a few girls, probably like 4 or 5, but they're at the club, they're having fun. This little club scene was cute. They get outside and Tennessee is arguing with somebody else. Can we please come to the agreement that Tennessee is just problematic? This girl literally gets into it with everybody. Like, she's literally in an argument every single episode. She's getting into it with somebody every single episode. And I'm so tired of Jessica Dime babysitting her. Like, I understand, Tennessee from back home, but Tennessee has proven multiple times that she should not be there. She should have been sent home after like the first episode, after she started with Rose the first time. She's just always starting with people. Tennessee always has something to say towards, that's how the whole her and West thing started, because she's trying to little girl West. And I don't know if I said this in my last recap, but she's the one who brought up kids first. And baby, West ain't talking about your kids. She talked about you as a mother. So stop. I'm not gonna lie. I do not agree with what they did to Tennessee, like, at all. They were so corny and lame for that. But Tennessee needs to go home. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if they would have just went upstairs and packed her stuff and told her to go home, you know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have been that mad. It would have just been whatever. But I feel like they like completely blew it out of proportion. They were bullying, and I just don't agree with that. But she needs to go home. She got to go home. Girl, Jessica Dime has been holding your hand throughout this entire experience, girl. You're always starting with somebody. You're always arguing with somebody. You're very problematic. Like, it's just too much. It's way too much. And I just cannot with Tennessee, girl. So she's arguing with Shay Marie. Out of all people, Shay Marie. One of the sweetest ones in the house. Okay? Over Shay Marie basically asking her to pour her a cup. Girl. I'm not finna play with Tennessee, girl. Next. So the next morning, it's Mother's Day. They're at brunch. I thought this idea was so cute. I'm not gonna lie. I really did enjoy this scene. It was just so refreshing and positive. You know what I'm saying? The girls were getting advice. She brought Tokyo and Sapphire. I feel like Sapphire is like literally the perfect person that you could bring with a group of ladies like this to a brunch like this. So I was so happy to see Sapphire's face, girl. So towards the middle or the middle or the end of the brunch, girl, I don't remember, girl. T Wood stands up and she basically is showing her remorse for what she did to Tennessee, her part in it. She took full accountability and she basically was like, I regret that. And like, I feel like I came here to be a better person. And by me doing that, I definitely feel like I doubled back. Just taking accountability, being a grown woman about it. You know what I'm saying? It was an emotional scene. They were opening up to each other. They were receiving advice. And then she, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was the perfect moment to do that, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you wanted to get on Jessica Dime's good side. Not saying that's why she did it, because I feel like it was genuine. But it's like Jessica Dime was emotional. They were talking. They were giving advice. I feel like that was the perfect time to do so. But the other girls were so mad. Like, don't be mad because y'all didn't think of it first. Like, not only that, but like Rose, girl, you're so mad because she's choosing to take accountability. Rose's like, well, you did this and you did that and then you did that and you did this. Girl, who cares? She's taking accountability, unlike you. Unlike you. And she did this and she did that. But girl, you weren't any better. You were not any better. You literally snuck her from the side while she had just got done with Ferrari. Like, girl, you are no different. And you were the ringleader of the whole thing. Girl, bye. Anyways, child, so Jessica Dime, they go back to the house. Jessica Dime receives flowers and some love from her husband, Sean. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, this just made me realize how much I kind of miss seeing their dynamic on screen, because they really haven't been on TV in years. So I kind of missed them because they were like one of the couples that were like truly unproblematic and like so loving towards each other. So it was a real cute moment. So after she receives her flowers and she gets off the phone with her man, my man, girl, she calls each girl that has something to do with the whole Tennessee situation down one by one, girl. So she called 4 girls down. One of the girls were kind of just real calm. She was real calm. You could tell she didn't want no smoke. She was willing to accept whatever Jessica Dime said. Rose came downstairs, girl. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. Absolutely no accountability. But she's trying to like disguise it now. Like all day long, she's been blaming everybody else. But now that Jessica Dime is in her face again, she's like, you know what? I have nothing to say. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, girl, bye. Anyways, but it was still no sorry. It was just, I feel bad. Girl, we see right through it, girl. You don't feel no, it was like a blank expression. And she low-key was smiling and smirking too. Like, girl, you do not feel bad. Let's be real. So Nayeli comes downstairs. Nayeli is very, 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 very remorseful. She's crying. I thought it was genuine. I don't know about y'all. And then Ferrari comes downstairs and it's just, Ferrari is literally playing in Jessica Dime's face. Like, I know how I get on Jessica Dime about getting on the girls, and I feel like sometimes she be trying to start arguments with the girls or talk down on the girls. But when I tell you this was like the perfect time for Jessica to snap, because when I tell y'all Ferrari was literally playing in her face, like they're talking about it. And if the way Ferrari's explaining the situation, she has no remorse. No remorse at all, like at all, girl. You could not tell her that she was wrong. Jessica Dime told her, girl, you're going to be put up for elimination. She's literally talking. She's literally like, I don't think I should be put up for elimination. Like, you know, just no remorse at all. She's smiling. She's joking. She's cracking smirks. I'm like, this girl does not feel bad at all. She was playing in Jessica Dime's face. And that was really the end of the episode, girl. Okay, so let's get into deja vu. So Kenzie is still snapping on Duke, basically because Duke made a joke referring to Jocelyn. It wasn't really transphobic, but he did try to play her, like basically say that her body was built a certain type of way. I mean, I guess you could say it was transphobic. So she basically was like, y'all are sitting here laughing at his joke, but half of y'all are my quote unquote friends and half of y'all mess with me. So how could y'all laugh at a joke like that knowing that I'm trans too? So Kenzie was snapping. She was telling people to hush while I'm trying to talk. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. Mac was trying to get her to be, and you know what, Mac? I like you, Mac. I think you cute. You know what I'm saying? I think you goofy. I think you funny. But let's be real. The only reason why you wanted Kenzie to hush and sit down is because you knew that you already, quote unquote, stood up for Jocelyn against Duke. So you knew if Duke would have got crazy with Kenzie, you would have had to do the same thing. And I don't think you wanted that smoke, baby. I just don't think you wanted it, girl. But, you know, anyways, so they get back to the questions. And the question basically was, who do y'all think is DL in the house? Okay. So, of course, everybody is pointing their fingers at Duke, especially with the whole thing that Jocelyn basically exposed on the last episode. And Jocelyn is still antagonizing him. She still is. It's just like you still ain't learned your lesson yet. Like, and that's what I'm saying. If he was to get up and do the little do, you're going to be mad. But hush. This man is clearly a little unhinged and you keep antagonizing him, girl. So, at this point, they're trying to like play him and kind of make fun of him for what he does. And that is basically make adult content for the community child. Okay. So they're trying to play him this, that, and the third. And then he's just like, he's pleading his case. He's just like, yeah, I do that. The target audience is for the community. So that's who I make my content for. It is what it is. Like, he was very open about it. But then he turns to Jocelyn and he's like, but even if I was on the down low, you know what I'm saying? You're very hypocritical for trying to make fun of me and trying to play me for that when you're a part of the community too. And that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, you're a part of the community too, but you're low-key but high-key trying to be homophobic. Like, it's so weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be sticking together. That's really what y'all should be doing, girl. But, you know, Jocelyn is still trying to antagonize him. Gave her a pay. I'm just like, girl, next. Okay, so the next question is just very messy. They're asking Diamond, who is better at you know what? You know what I'm saying? Who got the better you know what, okay? Q or Gucci? And I feel like the fact that they were even able to answer that question just tells me that Diamond girl, I ain't gonna lie, girl, you a little hoe. You know what I'm saying? You be hopping from to okay? Because they shouldn't even have been able to ask her that question. But they asked her, and she's sitting there smiling and trying to put her head down. And I just feel like, girl, you're hesitating. Like, honestly, I would have just took the 3 shots at this point, because you putting your head down and hesitating as much as you were, that's the answer right there. Okay, so I'm kind of going to skip ahead to the part where it's time for Diamond to make her little birthday wish, girl. So she's literally mid-wish, mid-sentence, and then Gucci hops into the conversation and basically is trying to start with her at this point. So, I'm sorry. Okay, so he's like literally trying his best to get under her skin, and honestly, the conversation was just real remedial, girl. Like, just high school, who has more money than who does this, you're not invited. It's just like, are y'all serious right now? So it gets to the point where Diamond stands up. No. It gets to the point where Gucci pours Hennessy on their birthday cake. Diamond stands up and she throws the cake on Gucci. So after that, after security grabs Gucci, Melissa stands up, girl, and she also puts another cake in Gucci's face. So at this point, oh girl, he is upset, girl. He is real mad. And I understand his frustration, and although I do not care for Melissa, you came in there and you literally started this whole entire thing, okay? You came in there, you started this whole thing. You're trying to take away from their birthday. They're trying to celebrate their birthday, and you're just being a dark cloud just over them that just won't shut up, okay? So you're doing too much already. Then you poured liquor on her cake. That was Melissa's cake that he poured liquor on. And Melissa was just defending Diamond too. So me personally, I don't think Melissa was wrong for doing it. Could she have handled it better? Yes, but was she wrong? Me personally, I really don't think so. Gucci should have never came in there with that energy in the first place. So on the other hand, K Goddess is stirring the pot, child. She is stirring the pot, girl. So she turns over to Q while he's by Diamond, and she's just like, well, Gucci literally just came down here to purposely mess up her birthday in the middle of her wish, and he's messing with her, and as her man, you're doing nothing. So here's my thing with K Goddess. Baby girl, you just came into the house. You just came into the house, girl. Sit this one out, girl. It has nothing to do with you. And I understand if she was a girl's girl trying to be there for another girl, but it's like, I don't think she was doing it that way. Like, what she was saying was, I don't even think it was true, because Diamond, like I said, Diamond is she calls whoever hits it, and whoever hits it, girl, she calls them her boyfriend. So I never even took her and Q serious. Did I think they were cute? Yes, but did I consider them like this exclusive couple? Absolutely not. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't. She's still arguing with Gucci and entertaining Gucci, you know what I'm saying, while she's with Q every night. So it's like, I never considered them this raw exclusive couple. Okay, so now K Goddess done got in Diamond's head, and Diamond is trying to check Q about not defending her. But my thing is, girl, first of all, y'all barely know each other. They are literally in the house from 5 to 7 days. That is just not enough time to really get to know somebody, especially when you let him hit it the first night, girl. He probably don't even take you serious. So how do you, this is probably like day 3 or day 4 at this point. Maybe day 5. That's not enough. Like, I just don't understand Diamond, girl. So she's down his throat. Oh, you should defend me, and you let the guys do this, and you let the guys do that. And then he's like, I'm not going to defend you. You let them do it. And she's like, okay, get out my room. So I feel like as a man, as a grown man, I feel like Q should have just let her have it. Okay, we're not saying eye to eye right now. You're mad. You're drunk. And you know what I'm saying? You're mad, you're drunk, you just got into it with somebody else. I'm not even finna argue with you and add fuel to the fire. I'm gonna just give you your space. I feel like that's the least he could have done. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he was refusing to leave the room. And it's like, if it's her room and she's literally telling you to get out of her room, give her space, get your stuff and go. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how she was wrong about that. And he's like, it's one thing if he was like, you know what, don't touch my stuff. I can get my own stuff out. And then he would have just left. But he's like, no, I'm staying here. It's not your room. It's not your... And I was like, what did you expect? Like, Q, like, are you serious, my boy? Like, these are just a bunch of sassy men. Just sassy, girl. And not in a good way, okay? Girl. So he ends up getting physical with her, and it was just too much for me. It honestly was triggering. It was too much for my mental. I almost low-key almost turned it off, but it was just too much. So I'm just gonna skip this part. Y'all can comment on how y'all felt about the situation, but there's nothing much more to say. He kept putting his hands on her, kept getting physical when it really was never that deep. And she did not get physical first. Like, so it's not even like you could be like, oh, self-defense. No, Diamond didn't touch you. She was trying to get your stuff and get you out because you were refusing to leave. But girl, I digress. Next. So Diamond ends up with Gucci. It's just a mess at this point. Like, literally the whole episode from the beginning to the end was a hot mess. And it's like, it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. So now she's with Gucci and she's apologizing. He's literally yelling at her, mad at her, even though you're the one that started it. But you know, okay, Gucci, whatever. So he's yelling at her. He's upset. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. He's like, okay. So if you're sorry, then go get Melissa right now for me. Yeah, do that. Like, you're my lapdog and you're my soldier, you're my bodyguard. So go get her now, even though she was defending you in the first place. And y'all were just cool, y'all little birthday twins. But yeah, go get her. So she gets up like the lapdog that she is, and she goes to get her. They really didn't even let her get to Melissa the way she wanted to, I guess. But she ended up back in her room. She's still telling Q like 20, 30 minutes later to get out of her room. And I'm just like, Q, at this point, just go. Like, what more do you want? Like, she doesn't want you in there. Like, why is he refusing to go? Like, I don't know. He gives me bad vibes. Like, he gives me real bad vibes. So then Gucci goes upstairs because he hears Diamond continuing to yell and say the same exact thing. So you know he's going to come to her defense. They end up squaring up, him and Q, and then Gucci was on the floor, and then that's how the episode ended, child. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today with the Deja Vu episode. I kind of skipped around a little bit, but if I missed something, go ahead and comment and we could talk about it, okay? But again, like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so you guys know every single time I post. It's Messy Maya. It's the Messy Mob. Girl, we are lit over here, okay? And yeah, let's go. Bye. Yours, damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you.